Hi everyone, my name is Lauren, and today we are going to be talking about significant figures in chemistry. So a quick note to make is that significant figures are commonly called sig figs within science and math subjects, and we'll just be calling them sig figs a lot. It's a lot easier to say, and it's just what's commonly used within the science and math fields. So what are sig figs? They're usually numbers that are intentionally measured, so we're always going to be talking about numbers because chemistry is a lot of numbers. And some key points when working with them are always to measure to the smallest tick and then estimate one more digit. I'll just make it easier. That's how significant figures actually work. And most of the time, sig figs do ignore zeros, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. A common technique in sig figs is called spearfishing. It's really helpful to remember what to do. And so think of fishing, but instead of a fishing pole, you're using a spear to catch the fish. And this is kind of what I think of whenever I think of the topic spearfishing. It just helps me visualize it better. So some basic rules. If you see an I, which is the decimal of the fish, you spear from the front of the fish. And the fish in this case is our number that we're given, that we're trying to analyze how many significant figures there are. And you only stop spearing the fish when you hit the flesh, which is essentially a number 1 through 9. And everything after you hit your flesh is a significant figure, which is very important when analyzing sig figs. So, quick example, we have this number right here. We're going to go ahead and spear from the front. And we did that because we saw an I, or a decimal, and we're going to stop at the 2 because we essentially hit the flesh, or a number 1 through 9. Therefore, there are two significant figures, that 2 and that 0 at the end there, that you can see are underlined. So try this example on your own, pause the video, make sure you can work it out on your own, and then we'll go over it. Okay, hopefully you did that on your own. We're going to spear from the front because we saw an I, or the decimal in this case, which is the same thing. And we're going to stop at the 0 because we hit flesh. And technically this 0 is called a placeholder 0 because it's not a significant figure, which is what we were talking about in the beginning with significant figures not being zeros. So you should have gotten that there are 4 significant figures which are underlined there in red. So here's a little bit of part 2. There's some more newer rules. So the first thing is if you don't see a decimal, you're going to spear from behind the fish. And you're only going to stop spearing the fish or the number when you hit flesh, which is your number 1 through 9. Same as before. This rule is the exact same. A little bit different here. Everything before or in front of when you hit the flesh is the significant figures. So make note of that. That's very important as well. So here's an example. We're going to do the number 12. We're spearing from behind because we didn't see an I or the decimal. And we stopped at the 2 because we hit flesh. So therefore, there are 2 significant figures, the 1 and the 2, which you can see underlined there. Alrighty, so pause the video and try this example on your own and then come back when you're ready to have it worked out. Alrighty, so we're going to spear from the back because we didn't see any decimals, and we're going to stop at the third one, if you want to say, because we hit the flush. So overall, you should have concluded that there are 3 sig figs, which are underlined there in red, and the 3 zeros that are speared are also called your placeholder zeros, which we discussed before. Alrighty, that is all for today. Hope you learned or reviewed your significant figure skills today. And feel free to comment with any questions you have or if you want me to cover another topic. And have a great day. Thanks for watching.